this number, we're losing money on this car. The salesman slides the folder across the desk. Brandon signs. He has no idea that 2 weeks from now, his neighbor will sit in this exact same chair, buy this exact same car, and pay $2,600 more. Same trim, same color, same options, down to the wheels. Identical. The gap wasn't luck. It wasn't the day of the month. It came down to one sentence, said before either of them even sat down. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 words that cost Kyle $2,600 and the exact 6-step play that flips this entire machine in your favor. But to use it, you first have to see the part of the dealership nobody shows you. Remember the salesman who said he was losing money? We're coming back to him. Brandon did his homework. 3 weeks of comparing, cross-checking, digging. He walked in holding the sticker, $28,990, and a sharp estimate of what the dealer actually paid, around $26,800. An hour of back and forth later, he lands at $26,950, $150 over dead cost. That's when the salesman exhales and delivers the "we're losing money" line. If breakdowns like this are your thing, the stuff dealerships, banks, and salespeople pray you never figure out, subscribe and follow the channel. We post one every single week. Brandon drives home convinced he cracked it. He didn't, and the story is just getting started. 2 weeks later, his neighbor Kyle spots the car in the driveway. Same dealership, same model, same month. He walks out paying $29,550, $2,600 heavier for a car that is, on paper, completely identical. 5 words did that. On his way in, Kyle said, "I'm paying cash, best price." Hold that thought, because why those words backfired is the whole game. At $150, Brandon clawed back. It's the only number he was allowed to see. It's the bait. Underneath sit layers of profit baked into every single car sale, the holdback. After the sale closes, the manufacturer wires money back to the dealer, usually 2 to 3% of sticker. On Brandon's car, $580 to $870. Sit with that for a second. The dealership made more money after Brandon left the lot than it made during the entire hour he spent negotiating. The handshake wasn't the win, it was the starting line. Dealer cash. Overproduced model, the manufacturer pays a bonus to move that specific car. You'll never know if yours has one. Volume bonuses, the stair step. Sell more, the payout jumps in tiers. That's why they melt at month end and quarter end. Not generosity, a threshold worth tens of thousands across the lot. Regional rebates, slow territory. Extra incentives rain down on dealers in that zone. Invisible from your seat, floor plan assistance. They borrow to stock the lot. The manufacturer helps cover the interest. One more subsidy, dropping their real cost below the invoice they showed you. But here's the trap. Calculate every one of those layers. Use them all in your negotiation, and you'd still be losing, because the real money isn't made on the floor at all. It's made in a room you haven't walked into yet. Brandon thinks it's over. Price locked, hands shaken. They walk him to a small office for the paperwork. That room is the single most profitable square footage in the building, and almost everyone walks in with their guard fully down. The person across the desk is the finance manager, the F&I guy, not an administrator, the best closer in the building, which is exactly why he's tucked in an office instead of out on the floor. How do we know the numbers? Some dealer groups are publicly traded, AutoNation, Lithia, Penske, and they file it. The story repeats every quarter. Thin margin on the metal, fat margin in the back. $2,000 to $2,800 per car on top. Where it comes from, rate markup. Bank approves you at 4%. They write you at 5%. That spread is pure profit. $500 to $800. Extended warranty, a glossy list of what's covered, and zero spotlight on what isn't. Margin, $600 to $1,000. Gap insurance, actually useful if you finance, but still $250 to $400 of margin. Add-ons, paint sealant, fabric, VN etching, wheel coverage, $50 to $300 each. They feel tiny. They stack. The fees, doc, registration mark, markup. Biolat processing, $600 to $800 on their own. Now remember, the guy who swore he was losing money added up $150 over cost plus $580 to $870 holdback plus front-end incentives plus up to $2,800 in the back. He didn't lose a dime. He ran a machine, and it ran on Brandon exactly as designed. So you're thinking, easy, I'll just pay cash and skip all of it. That's what Kyle thought, and it's the single most expensive mistake in this entire video. Here's what the dealership heard when he said, I'm paying cash. I'm about to delete $2,000 to $2,800 from your back office. No rate markup, no gap, no warranty. Your juiciest layer just vanished. So they did the only thing they could. They clawed it back out of the price. Firmer number, zero flexibility, $2,600 more, because at a dealership, the financing is the product. The loan is their profit center, not their cost. Kill it, and you've torched their most valuable revenue stream. They'll make you pay for it. Fine, I just won't tell them it's cash. Good instinct. But the process is wired to sniff you out. Test 1, the clipboard. A box, cash, or finance. Feels like a formality. It's the first filter. Test 2, the credit pull. 2/3 in. We just need to run your credit to confirm you qualify. They're not checking your score. They're confirming you still plan to finance. Test 3, the pre-fill. They complete your loan app before you ever reach the back office. By then, you've confirmed finance 2 or 3 times without noticing. Spot these 3 and you've already beaten 90% of buyers. But spotting them isn't the play. Using them is. 6 steps. This is the part that flips the machine. Step 1, walk in as a finance buyer. Never say cash. It tags you high margin, which hands you the leverage. Step 2, at the clipboard, ask one thing. What's the loan origination fee? They'll think you're comparing terms. You're confirming there's no upfront fee you'd eat by paying off early. Step 3, negotiate the price hard. They'll go looser than with a cash buyer because they expect to recoup it in the back. Turn that expectation against them. Step 4, in the finance office, negotiate everything. Warranty, $600 to $1,000 of margin, negotiable. Gap, $250 to $400, negotiable. You never pay sticker on any of it. Step 5, read the loan contract line by line. Confirm there is no prepayment penalty, non-negotiable for you. Step 6, sign, drive home, pay it off the next day or next week. You technically financed, so you got the finance buyer price and dodged the cash buyer penalty and killed the loan before real interest hit. The whole play rides on 2 things. No origination fee, no prepayment penalty. If either exists, run the math. Usually the price savings still crush the cost. But check, don't take my word for the contract you're signing. The sales floor feels like the battlefield. The tension, the let me check with my manager. It's theater. The money changes hands in the back room where you walk in thinking the hard part's over. Brandon won the floor and gave it all back in the back office. Kyle announced cash, lost before he sat down, and overpaid by $2,600. Same car, 2 completely different worlds, decided by 5 words. Now you know every layer, every number, and the exact play to flip it. If this opened your eyes to something you didn't know was there, subscribe and follow the channel, because the people who stick around are the ones who never overpay. Again, we break down the hidden math behind every financial decision you make, and the next one drops soon.